leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work, no work. Y'all forget I am the leader.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long. I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we'd be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
So now, can we get to part 2? Now, we're going to have to get to part 2. Part 2 tonight is going to highlight what's happening in Harvey. I have to, because just a little bit. Because Chris Clark is coming to get you. He said, I'm about to, how he still on the ballot? I ain't saying you going to vote for him. But his name is up there. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, with that goes to say, this is the one that brought us to our attention. Ryan Roman Sinwelski. Okay, we're going to put him on the screen. He was at the last meeting. Remember, I was like, oh, he going off. Now, I'm going to let him go off for a little while because there's some things that you guys need to pay attention to. Because Harvey is calling out for help, desperate help. They saying Harvey worse than Dalton. I'm like, what the hell? Blessings, Valerie. Thank you for being here. All right, let's get to it. Let's play his.
I do. Well, I don't know. Harvey spirit shit on today. Okay. But no, I wanted to echo that. Glennis is literally the nicest lady ever. By the way, that she just spoke. She got a $500 fine because Clark didn't like, I don't know, something. So it's just crazy. Personally, I'm not here to be a fan of Tiffany or Napoleon or Chris or anybody. I just want to see the truth. I want to see the right thing done. And I do want to say, though, I mean, this is amazing because Glennis is right. There's usually about 10 to 15 heavily armed police for all of our city council meetings. There was no, they don't even have the metal detector up. They had the metal detector. They wand you. They stare you down. They stand behind you when you're giving comments. So I guess I have a problem with everybody, like the media, for instance. Like, why? I understand the frustrations that people have with you, Ms. Henyard, and the disagreements, but you know, you get so much coverage. It seems like a personality thing because, like, I was talking to some people today, and I'm like, well, are they going to have money to pay the bills for the township? I don't care if you hate Ms. Henyard. Or if you, like I said, I don't particularly love any of the candidates unless they're maybe independents running for township, okay? I'm not really a fan of any of them. I'm definitely not a fan of our mayor, Chris Clark. But we need to make sure that things are running. So then I heard people online today saying, don't boycott the meeting, don't come to the meeting. Well, how are we going to pay the township bills? So, but I just have to say, every meeting I've been to with Ms. Henyard, even though, sure, there are a lot of things we would disagree on, but I have to say, she is 10 times fairer and less of a dictator than Mayor Clark. And really shame on the...
If that is true, oh my God. I mean, I can't even imagine. People can't even stomach Henyard. Maybe we have been ignoring Clark or something, but he says he's 10 times worse. We're going to look at some stuff.
Media and for giving Tiffany all this attention. And meanwhile, I was arrested in this very room for videoing, just like you saw me. My alderwoman is right here, Colby. She was arrested twice, false arrests, because she dared to ask how Clark is spending money. So this man wants to run to take her job. So I'm just letting you all know that in case you didn't know. So Christopher Clark is a tyrant. He's horrible. Why is Tiffany, even with all of her problems, why does she get all that attention? And we have unsolved murders here in Harvey. We have police follow us around. for just asking questions about how our money's spent. Like, what? I'm not downplaying any of the bad things that maybe Miss Henry has done or has been accused of doing, but something's not right. We need to.
I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta let him go off because I ain't let him go off. Go ahead, sir. Finish. Let us know what's going on with Clark. Y'all gotta listen, y'all, because if something happened, 20,000 toilet, look, 30,000 people extra pop up on the ballot, mailing ballots for Clark. I'm just cracking jokes. Don't pay no mind to me. It's just because it's such a little bit of the population that actually votes. Now imagine out of the 80,000 that didn't vote last time, that like 30,000 ballots just come in. Let me just shut up. Anyway, let's finish listening.
To just get the right things happening. So I don't care about personalities. I just want people to get done with it. And something that bothered me with the lawyer too, I don't know the legalities, but that did bother me when people were asking you questions and when they said, but okay, why can't you say anything? Oh, I can't, something about my client. But I agree with the first lady where she said, wait, aren't we your client? Because I've gone in for all the boards, whether it's Harvey, Township, Dalton, pretty much everywhere. It's almost like this scheme, this scam, where the lawyers, they act as the personal defense attorneys for the politicians. So I just have to say, I do believe that we are your client ultimately. But yeah, thank you for not arresting us. Thank you for letting us have our thing.
He said thank you for now. I had to let him go off, Mr. Ryan. I'm sorry because I cut you off before. I was like, this is not the time. He's about to go in, and this is something that I may need to look into a little bit later. So, I just did a basic research, see what we got going on. So one of the first things that popped up was an article from June 10th, 2024, saying that this man is worse than Tiffany. Now, y'all need to find a way just to get him off the ballot. Let's play this real quick. This monster.
Just like we've seen in Dalton, it involves the community protesting against their mayor.
Our Nate Rogers picks up the story from here in Harvey.
There are many issues here in Harvey that residents have brought to our attention. Residents marched from a nearby church right here to the municipal center before tonight's meeting. Several police officers were on hand, some residents calling that an intimidation tactic.
We're just seeking the transparency, participatory governance. We have several questions about the bills list, and if we know what's going on in adjacent communities, we certainly don't want to model those types of things. We don't want to model those types of things. If we know what's going on in adjacent communities, we certainly don't.
I'm sorry, I had to look because she remind me of KP wife, Keith Price wife. Keith Price wife is very pretty. I was surprised she married him, but I just had to look.
I want to model those types of things.
Tension in suburban Harvey continues to grow. Residents taking their fight to the street in a peaceful protest. Where are the licenses? Finally, outside Harvey's municipal center, residents holding signs. One of them saying, quote, Mayor Clark is worse than Tiffany Henyard. Another one, quote, stop harassing vendors. Business owners saying their licenses are being held up. Residents complaining of a 3% water hike. Pastors outraged after Harvey churches are now required to obtain a business license or their doors threaten to be closed.
Wait a minute. Don't that sound familiar? Isn't that exactly what Tiffany was doing to the churches? To that church that we read about? I can bring it up. It's like Christ a Christian something. And that was one of the things, trying to require these non-for-profit organizations to have business license and then charging them numerous amount of taxes and other things like that, surcharges. Oh, this sounds familiar. You know what? And I'm going to say this 1,000 times. Y'all going to have to pay attention. I understand gentrification. Gentrification don't only happen in the black community. It happen when the rich want to take where the poor is at. Well, Brooklyn was a black community too. So what I do believe is going on is that it's some type of gentrification going on in the South suburban Illinois and Chicago area by way of taxes not corrupt politicians, and also not adequately preventing crime. No crime prevention. It's going up. We're going to show you a little bit of crime that's happening in Harvey as well, and then I'm starting to pay attention to other people, and it's going down in Dalton too. It was 2 content creators. I'm like, they find out they on some time. They doing their own crime watches. It was Trina Downs. She had caught them at some type of bank or something. A whole bunch of cops, a whole bunch of activities. Don't know what it was. And then it was a clip just about with Martin G. He caught some activity out there in Dalton. I'm believing it's in Dalton. And I'm like, damn, that's close. Like, I know the block is hot out there. So these are the things that I think that's taking place so gentrification can happen. Remember that Grace Levi, I keep telling you, these are the signs of gentrification. I will be putting together a little video flashback of some clips that they may not think I have, but I'm going to put the best parts. You see my face? Because the stuff that I'm going to show you was forcefully taken down. But I'm going to remake it and cut it up and use it for informational purposes only. But it does highlight a process of gentrification in Dalton. So just heads up, it looks like it's happening here in Harvey, Chicago, taking all the land. They taking all the land. It happened in Brooklyn. You guys hold on to your land, because if you make it through the gentrification, the price value of your home is going to shoot up. Okay, just an example. My grandmother had a brownstone in Brooklyn. She got it when she came here legally. And by the time she died, because they were gentrifying Brooklyn and Prospect in this area, the house was worth over $1 million. Okay, yeah, she didn't even know how much it was worth. So try your best to hold on to your properties. If y'all gotta cohabitate, if y'all have to learn how to, deal with family members who's going to allow them to pay the taxes and they have a lien on you as a family member. I teach that. So the government won't take your stuff. There's certain things you can do to try to stop these properties from coming out of your hands. But I'm not going to go to the left. But that's what I'm seeing here. Am I tripping?
At least 2 city council members and a packed room of concerned residents are calling for transparency on how village dollars are being spent. The mayor's critics are also asking that his administration be investigated along with his business.
There she goes. She was at the Thornton meeting talking about where my Harvey head.
Business dealings.
It's unacceptable. You have been elected to serve. You should serve with integrity, not pushing the agenda of...
Oh, that's a Hilliard.
The mayor, not pushing the agenda of what he has asked you to do in his office, but I'm expecting people to do what they have been elected to do. And when you get aside from that, then you need to be removed.
But why are you intimidating somebody with a business? How can this happen when we got more police?
Who is this? Tell me who Dalton residents this look like. I don't have to say his name. Who he look like. We got, oh my God, this is like deja vu. The other gentleman, Ryan, I said he was the younger version of Mr. Roberts. Who is this? This is another version of Dan Lee. Oh, this is like, wow. Am I tripping? It's not funny, but I'm catching deja vu here. Y'all better get Clark off of that ballot, or y'all better just pray nobody vote for him to mess up what they call split the votes. Okay, look good. The Dan Lee number 2.
Policeman here that I've ever seen in a year. Who's paying for all of this? Who's paying for all of this stuff we got going?
When it comes to the money, we just ask for transparency. You're an attorney, you know better.
Now, city council members tell us more than 70 businesses and over 100 churches are impacted by Mayor Chris Clark's latest mandates. We asked to speak to Mayor Clark. I even gave my business card to his chief of staff. We were told no, that he is not available. As always, here in Harvey, Nate Rogers, Fox 32 Chicago.
Am I tripping? I think this is very important for you guys to band together. I know they like, that's not my town, that's not my business, but baby, they are recycling politicians And this politician will be in your backyard soon. If that's what it looked like. That's why I tell people, y'all gonna have to just step up, try to get in positions, because y'all got fools. Like what I'm gonna show you with Tiffany lady, because we showed you her the other day, and you know we had to dig into all that stuff Tiffany was saying. But the lady who was over transportation that's running for the trustee, we got another clip of her. I don't know if y'all noticed her, but we're gonna show y'all. I'm getting a little distracted, girl. She's probably saying something stupid then, because I have fast forwarded. So calls for Mayor Chris Clark resignation. Okay, so look, financial police intimidation. We have that article about this police intimidation. Okay, so October meeting. This was the one that just passed. October meeting was jam packed with starking rebuke of Clark administration, police ticketing a Harvey library official for disorderly conduct, the Treasury financial concerns, and higher fines for municipality infractions. Oh my God. Sharon McGee demanded clerk immediately resign. The wake of the arrest of Alda Kobe Catman II for allegedly filing a false police report related to an alleged assault in August. Mayor Christopher Clark has crossed the line, a line that no public servant should ever approach, McGee said. The recent political motivated arrest of Alderman Kobe. So wait, I'm sorry, I got him deja vu. Don't it sound like when Tiffany got who locked up? Stephanie Wiedemann? They twins. So you got the elder man locked up is not only an act of cowardness, it is an undeniable abuse of power. Okay, so all right, let's move on a little bit because there's more I want to show you about Harvey. I'm not going to go deep down. We ain't gonna go into Harvey website yet unless we really have to. I have that pulled up. Y'all already know. I done went into the website, look who worked for who. I was trying because it's so many. All y'all governments is so different. It's so weird. It's not like everybody got a mayor. No. Supervisor, mayor, manager. It's like, okay, what are their jobs and what are their capacities? That's where I'm at with it. All right, so this was Forgotten Illinois' Harvey. This was a documentary that they had did, Illinois policy. Now, we ain't gonna watch the whole thing, but this has been a call out for Harvey for a while as well. And this was under, hold on, what year was this? Hold on. This was 2018. Let me just make sure. I think because it was another Kellogg. I remember it was Kellogg before it was him. Y'all see, I'm trying. I don't know if Kellogg was in at this time, but it is basically the same thing sounding like was happening in Dalton. So y'all don't have room for this man to even look at y'all.
Lines about its pension crisis have been everywhere. And for years now, the city has become synonymous with financial recklessness and political corruption. But just as Harvey began falling into a downward spiral, there can be a way out of it. This is Forgotten Illinois, and today we're talking to the people of Harvey about how to fix a broken city in a broken state. Politicians, whether locally, at the state level, or nationally, may have turned their backs on Harvey. But citizen-led efforts, if residents can rally around them, can be a major catalyst for change.
Once again, good afternoon and welcome to the Harvey Community Coalition. The purpose of this meeting is to bring together all the citizens of Harvey to focus on exercising their rights and responsibilities to the government of Harvey, Illinois.
Now, the reason why I wanted just to show you a clip of this and a few seconds of minutes of this is because this is kind of what I was talking about. The residents of Dalton and Thornton need to have some type of well, they call it a coalition here, but like I said, y'all get together and have the People's Party where they are listing their demands, and I would assume this exclude the public officials, and this is not to be, defiant against them, but your needs need to come first without having any political influence. So this is why I wanted to show this little clip. I don't know how much progress they're making with this, but it all depends on who's involved, what's the leaders, and what's the education level. Because the thing is too, what's helping Dalton, and not about education but different perspective, what's helping Dalton and Thornton, as what House talked about and the clerk, is people from outside helping, different perspective, different things they said. Now, that is not to take away from what's happening inside Dalton in the fight, but this is what I've noticed in nursing. When they do, let's say they change a protocol. If that protocol is not based on evidence-based practice, then it's going to be a problem. It's even more of a problem if that evidence-based practice wasn't implemented in a situation similar to this particular facility. So it's always good to look at other things that's going on from the outside. Maybe people have different skill sets, different things they were subjected to, especially depending on the educational environments. Some states pay attention to this, some states pay attention to that. But with that goes to say, I think the outside influence helped Dalton, like you said, put him on the map, because Harvey been going through this. This is not new. And then you had, after Kellogg, because they was complaining then, you got Chris Clark coming in there looking like a demon. So let me just play a little bit more of this. This is the only reason why I wanted to show this, because this is an example of the residents getting together, building their own little community, and coming up with ideas and putting these problems, these like micro problems, into macro ideas. Does that make sense?
The Harvey Community Coalition meets regularly to address concerns and discuss ways forward for the community. They have more detailed conversations that the media and elected officials aren't having about Harvey.
That's a city. We're concerned with everything that was mentioned here. But one of the important things is having transparency in our governmental entities. For example, the park district, the school board, the library board, and all of those, there's no transparency. And you have board members that are just making decisions that affect the residents, and the residents are not getting any services.
Now we're gonna stop right there, because the key things that she named, the school board, the park district, these different boards, especially the school board, these are all entities that actually tax you. So if you're not knowing what's going on and they rogue or they circulating seats because they all friends, you know what's gonna go on. And at the end of the day, the people in Illinois is suffering with the highest property taxes in the United States, next to Jersey, because of this type of stuff that's going on. So I did want to highlight that. Thank you more. Do I sound a little bit more louder? I adjust my mic actually today, because sometimes when I talk, it goes to me like I'm yelling. So I had put it on another setting. So it was supposed to automatically adjust. So you let me know if I sound better. I do apologize. I was trying something new. Obviously it changed something. So let me know if you guys can hear me better. I just changed the setting. So this is, let's talk about crime. Why am I talking about this? Because you have Clark that thinks he's going to be on your mayor list. But I want you guys to see that, one, you're not by yourself. Two, this looks like a systematic problem going on throughout Illinois. It looks like they are literally trying to gentrify Illinois through property revaluation, crime, and crooked politics. For real. So, shots fired by Harvey Mayor Christopher Clark security detail after they witnessed robbery in Old Town. This is 2022. Okay, so we're going to put this on the screen because we already know similar. I ain't saying anybody on Tiffany detail shot somebody, but we know Dalton police, what they did. Rest in peace to my baby girl. I do ask for you guys, please sign a petition. I got 54 pages of more information, dog. And we got more videos to show you. I can't smile through that part, but we have a lot to divulge, and we're really trying to push this case back into the limelight. But as we talk about rogue police, here we go. This is a robbery that took place allegedly, crime, and how the police handled it.
Good evening. I'm Eric.
To have you with us, I'm Joe Donlin. We begin here at 10 with a breaking news update on a story we first broke. A security detail for the Harvey mayor stopped a robbery in Old Town, but there are questions tonight about whether they should have fired shots.
CBS 2's Jermont Terry is live tonight on North and Halstead. Jermont.
Erica and Joe, several shots went off in this neighborhood this afternoon, and they all came from the mayor of Harvey's security detail. While they did witness an armed robbery, part of the investigation by CPD tonight is trying to determine if they should have even opened fire in this neighborhood in the first place. Nearly a half dozen bullet casings lined the sidewalk at Halstead near North Avenue, remnants of a shooting in Old Town. Chicago police tell us this man was waiting on the bus when someone in a black Jeep jumped out and attempted to rob him at gunpoint. At the light, sitting in this black SUV, Harvey Mayor Christopher Clark, along with his private security detail. CPD says Clark's security guard jumped out of the SUV with his weapon and fired at the robber. Those shots shattered the back window of the gunman's Jeep and did stop the robbery. Yet the only shots came from the mayor's team. This was not an exchange of gunfire. The city of Harvey telling us Clark's detail fired only in an effort to protect the mayor when the masked robber turned towards the detail with the gun pointing. But keep in mind, several shots filled the air at the busy intersection by private guards, not sworn officers. As CPD investigates, part of the ongoing probe is to determine if the private security overstepped when they pulled the trigger.
Oh, well, at least he used the private security instead of the police. But they ain't have right to do that. Did they just open fire? They went wow, like it was the Wild Wild West and there was nobody else there. Just like Officer Perez did, started wildly shooting down the street while the car was going down the road, not knowing if it was any pedestrians walking down the street in the Alexis situation. Now, I just want to highlight, and this is all allegedly now. Allegedly, until proven. Allegedly, Harvey, Dalton, and Dixmoor Police Station are tremendously connected. Allegedly, until proven not. I want to be continuing to look into that. People are giving me information, but you know what we're going to be doing, paying attention to some of these crazy cases. Last thing, just to want to show you how similar this is. Harvey Police Chief removed by mayor. Deja vu. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like, what is going on here? This is so weird. Let me see. Is this it? Illinois become the first criminal sex workers. Oh, no, that's not right. Hold on. This is the article, but it's not. Maybe I have to, let me just go into the other article I got. You know, I had Harvey Police Chief Eddie Winters says mayor placed him on administrative leave. So this first one, I'm sorry, it ain't showing. It say January 27, 2020, and then the next one is following right after, because this is what happened. So we got another Hinyard. We have another Hinyard, and that was what Ryan trying to tell us. Like, at least y'all not getting arrested. $500 fines. Shit, thank God for these trustees that's keeping their neck.
Ahoy there!
Save me.
I will.
Thank you.
Up to 89.
That's keeping their neck on him. Y'all can tell what I watch. I got all my stuff up there. Reggae music. Let's play this real quick. Harvey Police Chief placed on administrative leave, okay?
Developing right now, Harvey Police Chief Eddie Winters confirms to CBS 2 he's been placed on administrative leave. Chief Winters tells us the move was, quote, totally unexpected, and he doesn't want to reveal the reasons given by the mayor. Winters was named Harvey Police Chief last June. Before that, he was the Chicago Police Department. He was with them for 25 years. Robert Collins Jr. will serve as interim police chief. We spoke to Harvey Alderman Dominic Randall L. He says the matter will be discussed at Monday's city council meeting.
Hopefully we look into that, you know, but y'all know I got to pay attention to Dalton. I can't leave y'all. But it probably has something to do with something he said about them damn fake police. Probably, you know what I'm saying? And this is the last one. This is on March 2019, 6 charge in Harvey corruption investigation. Feds saying, I think that had to do with Kellogg. Read the complaint, U.S. versus Kellogg. So this was just before him. This is how bad it was. That's what I said. They go to the same school. They take everything from the same playbook. And this is why I say you guys got to get in. Y'all can't keep recycling these politicians.
Cheryl, tonight federal agents are investigating 3 separate corruption schemes here in the city of Harvey. Tonight, relatives of the mayor as well as police officers are being charged with a range of federal crimes, and attorneys say more people could still be arrested. Federal agents moved in on the Harvey Police Department at daybreak, hauling out boxes of evidence. City Hall was the next stop in the raid. Around the same time, agents arrested 6 men they say have connections to corruption schemes in the south suburban city, including the brother and cousin of the mayor, Ramel Kellogg and Corey Johnson. Kellogg didn't appear in federal court, but he and Johnson are charged with extorting payoffs from a Harvey strip club owner, threatening to shut the business down to shake them down for money. Donald Luster, the former mayor of Dixmoor, once convicted of state benefits and income tax fraud, and Will Wiley walked into a federal courtroom facing charges of soliciting a bribe payment from the owner of a towing company.
Mr. Luster, is there anything you want to say?
Luster walked out of federal court free on bond with nothing to say. Veteran Harvey police officers Derek Muhammad and Derek Moore also stepped before a federal judge in Chicago this afternoon, accused of falsifying police reports to protect convicted felons from possible gun charges.
It's the usual way of the United States Attorney to start with people at the bottom and then work upward through their cooperation agreements to get to the people that they think are more responsible.
All right, so just wanted to show you corruption investigations going on all over. Can y'all hear me better, y'all? I turned my volume all the way up. I shouldn't have changed my settings. You know what? That's why you gotta love yourself and don't give a damn. Sometimes I love myself, but sometimes I listen to the video and then when I get excited about stuff, my voice got really loud. So I'm like, dag, I want to, kind of calm the tone down, but then I'm like, okay, let it lower down itself, and it didn't work. So hopefully y'all guys heard everything that I said. It wasn't that low, but I think y'all should be able to hear me now because I turned everything up. So if you have any questions, hit me up. I'm here and available. Until then, gotta go.
Leader, they want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Every election. So now, because they can't beat me, they got to do this smear campaign to convince public opinion that I'm bad for them.
So you said 2 elections. You were first elected in 2021?
No, 2013 was my first election for trustee. I was a trustee. I sat where they are.
Right.
That's why I know the law.
Council.
Yes.
Elected mayor 2021.
Yes.
Terms 4 years?
Yes.
Okay. Plans of running for re-election?
I'm running for both my seats. And I'm going to win them.
So, and when is the election for Thornton Township?
2025.
So those elections at the same time?
They are.
Bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
I'm Cara Wilson. I'm the mother of Alexis Wilson, killed by Dalton, Illinois police. At the time that my daughter was killed, Tiffany stood in front of a microphone much like this and said that she stood with the cops and they did do the right thing by killing my 19-year-old child. Not only did she not take those words back, she didn't offer her condolences. She's never said anything. The first thing she did was hire this group of security guards to surround her and PR. So the real reason Tiffany has security is hiding from accountability about what she said about Alexis Wilson when she was killed. Now, if you watch the coverage of this murder, these officers violated her rights, reached in her car, jumped in her car, and put 7 bullets in my child, 2 in her head and 5 down her side. And the next day, you guys tried to spin it like she did something. Watch the video. She did nothing to deserve this. And again, Last time they brought up Alexis, she's doing what she does now. Look this way, look that way, every way, but at the person talking. You don't give a damn, and you never did, and you never acted like it. She called out a whole press conference to call my daughter a criminal, and Homewood Flossmoor graduate with no criminal record. But Tiffany, you have one, because we used your mugshot to protest in front of your house, and that's why you hid. That's why you have security.